China's foreign minister is calling new US tariffs bullying, saying they're a sign of weakness, not strength. President Biden announced he was quadrupling tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. They'll have a spillover effect in Europe, which is the biggest export market for Chinese electric vehicles. The EU is now going to have to decide how to defend its automakers from low-cost competition. Christian Levin is the CEO of Scania. He joins me now from Stockholm. It's good. You've made a good recovery, having been with me in a truck. So it's good. It's good to see you, sir. Look, before we get to your plans, and because you've got a factory in China that you're building. You're not huge in EV trucks yet, but that's obviously the way it's going. Do you think this tariffing business will protect the European industry?
Well, hi, Richard. Great to be with you again. It's been a while. Yeah, we are constructing a factory in China, as you say correctly. And one reason to do that is, of course, to enjoy, let's say, the Chinese competition in their home turf and get to know their technology, their suppliers, their research, etc. And we do that because we need to be competitive also there. And I think we should take the Chinese also in our industry seriously. But I do not think the solution to having competitive Chinese competitors is to introduce tariffs or trade barriers. I think we need a level playing field, and then we need to play. And that's what we've done successfully for 130 years with Scania, and I intend to continue that way.
Right, but I get if you take a look at the Chinese EV penetration into Europe, sure, BYD or whatever is 10%. But then if you look at all the others and you bear in mind the number of automakers like yourselves manufacturing there but importing back into Europe, then you start to see a different picture, don't you?
So I think we need to distinguish between the automotive or the automobile sector here and the heavy commercial vehicle sector. So I don't have enough information to be precise on the car sector. For us, we still see that we are extremely competitive wherever there are Chinese players, including in China. Right. And as you say, the electrification has not come as far. And therefore, it's super important for us, being Europeans in Europe, to build up an ecosystem that can take on whatever competition is coming in the future. And that's actually what I've been doing today. I've been here. Yep. I'm super inspired. I've been with 300 guests in the Stockholm Archipelago from all over our ecosystem. And by the way, from all over the world, to discuss how can we speed up electrification, not to end up behind potential competitors, be that out of US or be that out of China. Because if not, then we're going to really have a problem, and perhaps that is what the car industry is right now experiencing.
Right. So in the notes, of course, you say decision makers need to incentivize policies to deliver infrastructure. But I feel I've heard this before. I don't know, not being disrespectful to yourself. I'm talking about in other areas of industrial policy. What is it you want them to do?
Well, I always turn to our customers and ask them, why are you not investing more and faster into transforming into whether that's biogas or whether that's electrical vehicles? And when it comes to electrical vehicles, there is resistance. And there are three reasons for that. One is that the business case is very difficult for them to handle. And that needs to be handled then through price on carbon, incentives, tax breaks, whatever. The second is infrastructure, and the build out is surely not going at the speed that we would like to see. And the third is availability of electricity and green electricity where you are. So policymakers, I think we can do a lot without interventions from the policymakers, but this change is systemic and it's huge. And therefore we need their support to really kind of break through and get the scale. And with the scale, competitiveness, lower costs, and all of the advantages that will improve the business case is going to come. But we're not really there yet, but we are very, very close.
Christian, we'll talk more about this in London, New York, or in Stockholm. I'm overdue another visit, if your nerves can stand my driving. Thank you, sir. I'm grateful.
We will.
Thank you.